So, using the table to examine Social Security and Medicare taxes for 2005, if X represents income, so X is income amount, we want to express the Social Security function, S, as it relates to X for 2005 as a piecewise function. So S, the Social Security, as it relates to income, is equal to, okay, we have two parts. We have 0.062 times the income, and this is for X less than or equal to $90,000. And then for any amounts greater than 90,000, we stop at 90,000, right? We stop at 90,000. So 6.2% is 0.062 times 90,000, 5,580. So that's the max tax no matter how much money you make over 90,000. Okay, when you hit 90,000, bam, you stop right at 5,580. Now we're supposed to graph this function. So if you look at, we'll do a real quick graph here. Okay, so my x-axis is going to be income. And my y-axis is going to be the tax amount. Okay, so as income increases, so does the tax amount at a rate of 6.2%. So think of this, we're going to have a line. We're going to have a line that basically is going to go up. And then, at some point, it's going to flatten out. It's going to flatten out, right, like that. And where that's going to flatten out at, on the income level, is right at 90,000. And the tax amount at that point, which is right here, is 5,580. And as a matter of fact, they ask you, so when that graph changes direction, it's at the cusp. And the cusp has an ordered pair. The ordered pair is 90,000 and 5,580. That's the coordinates of that cusp. You write that a little clearer. 5,580. Okay, so just remember this is the max tax income. We'll call this MTI. So this is the MTI. And this is the max tax. And that's what the cusp coordinates represent. If X represents income, what is the Medicare function MX for 2005? Well, that one's a little easier. So because that is all income. So basically, the Medicare as it relates to income is simply 0.0145 times x. That's it. And if we had to graph the same function on the same axis as Social Security, that is basically going to be a line with a shallower slope. 1.45% is a lot, it's not as steep as 6.2%. So that would be extending out this direction. So if I had to look at slopes, so my slope here is 6.2%. My slope here is 1.45%. And that's number 10.